about the eye test? What about watching damn near 60 minutes of action where you seeing the league MVP doing what the hell, especially in the fourth quarter? Especially in the fourth quarter when he put on an absolute show. When you see that momentum, I mean, it's about recognizing what's happening in the moment too. I understand what you're saying from a general perspective coming into the game, but as the game unfolds and you see how things are panning out, and you see this brother doing what he wants to do, when he wants to do, how he wants to do it, et cetera, you got to sit up there and go like this. Wait, this ain't our night. This ain't the night for us to be thinking we gonna stop that brother. Right now, he's flowing. We can't do anything about it. There's only two ways to do this, Lamar and Derrick Henry. Oh, by the way, maybe three, because Zay Flowers was balling last night as well. You got to look at it from that standpoint and say, this is the way to go. I understand under normal circumstances we might do this, but we're going to change this up a little bit because what we're seeing from this league MVP right now, who, by the way, won it over our star quarterback, Lamar Jackson played an exceptional game. It wasn't Josh Allen's game. He didn't play like Josh Allen played. It was a different level, especially in that fourth quarter. I'm sorry. I'm not putting the ball in his hands. I'm doing everything that I can to keep the ball away from him.
Cam?
Listen, I mean, you got a point. It's just when you put up 40 points, right, from an offensive mind, you would think that gives you a win. All right. I mean, we all have statistics to throw at the screen right now, but anytime that Derrick Henry rushes for 100 yards, Stephen A. Smith, Damian Woody, and Molly Karam, the Baltimore Ravens were 10-0. With that statistic last night, they had their first loss. So everything is pointing to a win. You just have to find ways to win the football game. I mean, shouts out to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. With that type of win, it definitely propels your confidence going into the rest of the year. But the Baltimore Ravens have to play better complementary football in order for them to be a contender in AFC.
Sorry, Cam. Sorry to step on you there at the end. Stephen A., should they still be co-favorites to win the AFC?
Oh.
The Ravens and the Bills were co-favorites to win the AFC.
Absolutely.
Like the Ravens are still a Super Bowl contender after what you saw last night.
Absolutely. What I saw them do for the vast majority, for basically the first 50 to 55 minutes of this game, justified me saying they're the favorites to win the chip. I believe in the Baltimore Ravens. And it's not just because of Lamar Jackson. I believe in them because of Derrick Henry. When you have to pay that much attention to this bell cow that's out of the backfield, and he is the preeminent bell cow. See, we got caught up in Saquon Barkley rushing for 2,005 yards last year. We forgot that Derrick Henry ran for damn near 1,900 yards. We forgot the kind of year he had. And the fact that he does it, I mean, he's defying Father Time. He is a man amongst boys. Chris Collinsworth said on the broadcast last night, he's never seen anybody embarrass more people than this, because he's just swats them like, these are grown men. These are grown men. These are not little people. They got muscles. They in shape. They're strong and everything. And he swats them away like flies. You just look at him like, damn, this is who he is. So I'm looking at it. I will say I do have some trepidation, y'all, because of their defense. I did not like the way I saw their defense looking at spots last night. That's not a Super Bowl championship defense. But that offense and the fear that the combination of Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson strikes in you, and D-Hop with the one-handed catch, and Zay Flowers balling the way that he did, man.
Yeah, they call him Action Jackson and King Henry for a reason. I want to come to you with a player's perspective on the fan incident, though. So Lamar Jackson shoved a Bills fan, I think we have that video, who struck him and DeAndre Hopkins on the helmet after a TD. You can see the incident right here. What is your reaction to that, to the fan coming at them, Woody?
I think the fans should be tossed. I think the fans should not be allowed back in the stadium. In no way, shape, or form should a fan ever put his hands on a player. And Lamar Jackson was absolutely in his right to retaliate against that fan. You are there to watch the entertainment. You are not there to put your hands or come close to the players at all, because there's so much emotion in this game. Mm-hmm. That's how things can end up at a very dangerous spot. And so for me, fans, I know we talk about players got to control their emotions and all those type of things, But there's absolutely no reason for a fan to ever touch a player while they're out there on the football reason. None. Zero. He should be expelled from the stadium. Not should be able to come back.
Here's what go ahead, Cam. You first.
Cam.
You first, Cam. Go ahead, bro.
Man, we learned this all the way dating back into kindergarten. Keep your hands and your feet to yourself. And, you know, with Jalen Carter in this inserted in this conversation, and your feces, right?
There you go.
With this particular situation, ladies and gentlemen, we play in the NFL, the best league in the world. So for that reason alone, as fans, players respect the fans. Now it's time for the fans to respect the players. You know, there should never be an instance where a player should question his safety, question his respect as he's trying to perform the best of his ability. Now, granted, are you in a hostile environment? Yes, I get it. Are you in a situation where people despise you, hate you? Yes, I get it. But that should never cross the line as a fan, which make you put your hands or put anything that's in your hands on another particular player. And you lucky that it turned out to just a push and not anything more than that. Because when the rabbit got the gun, as they said, or if somebody else retaliated in a situation that now you're in a position, a compromised position looking up, oh no, that's not where you want to be, big dog. So, you know, it's good that he just had a shove and not anything more than that, because it could have got real nasty for that guy.
Well, the PC approach to all of this is we don't want to come across as anybody condoning violence.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to say that for the purposes of the honchos, the viewing public, the advertisers and sponsors, et cetera, et cetera.
Potential presidential candidates, things like that.
All of those things. All of those things.
For all those hats people
things are
might
true.
wear.
All of those things try to prove that message.
Yeah,
the point that I'm trying to make to you is this. Even though we want to make sure that we do that, we also want to say, damn that. The minute somebody feels compelled to put their hands on you, it's a violation. And, you know, Russell Westbrook of the NBA said this along with various other NBA players on many occasions. You wouldn't roll up on me in the streets and do that on your own. It's a punk move by the fans because you think you're insulated from retaliation, which is part of the biggest reason why you do something like that. Let's understand, it's not just their fury, it's not just their angst or adrenaline or whatever. It's the notion that you can do it without repercussions, without physical repercussions. And so for me, I thought that Lamar Jackson was somewhat restrained, because I know plenty of people that might have did a Lambeau leap right into the stands. If you're going to slap them upside their head, even though they got a helmet on, you got to watch what you're doing. Who the hell do you think you are? So I think it's important that even though we have to say what we have to say, understand these are football players. These are brothers that are capable of hurting you at a whim. You know it. You would never roll up on them in public, and to put your hands on them automatically makes you the perpetrator, the violator. You should have been ejected from the game. We cannot condemn Lamar Jackson. That much I know.
You're 100% right, but I want to take it a step further. The players should still be protected. This is their workplace. So you got to think of it that way. I get it's a wild environment, but Stephen A., someone's not coming up to you and sucker punching you at work. It's their workplace, and sometimes they're treating them like zoo animals.
Well, there are people that have tried when I walked outside the door and bad things happened to them.
Okay, well, I didn't mean to make it personal. It's just a general example.
His name is Juvie. He's about a 320-pound dude that had hurt somebody. But what I'm saying to you is this. My point is, yes, we always say that, but it's almost in a not in a similar way. But you know, when we were talking last week about the fans storming the court or whatever, and I pointed out how, look, there's only but so much you can do. If you got thousands of people, I mean, the police, we got to act like, we got to remember law enforcement can't be everywhere. They can't cover every crevice. You understand what I'm saying? They're covering, you know, you're at the stadium, you're doing what you can, but you're going to miss some things. Because you got thousands upon thousands of fans. You're not anticipating that something like that is happening in the moment. So you're there to respond in the immediate aftermath of it happening. But sometimes you're not anticipating that somebody's going to be that stupid and would do something like that. And that's what the challenge is. I mean, it's in every walk of life we have to deal with that.
I would say this, Molly. I think the Buffalo Bills need to come down hard on this guy.
Yes,
Because
we
you need to set an example that type of action will not be tolerated. Again, I speak to it. Cam knows this as well. It's Sunday Night Football. It's the team that eliminated you from the playoffs last year. Emotions run high. That thing could have escalated to a whole different level. The NFL doesn't want that. The players don't want that. This thing needs to be an example set on him to other fans to let them know this will not be tolerated.